Clear your throat. Do all your vocal.
Creamy cookie candy cupcakes. A Rango thing.
Well, that's it. Welcome to the Mike in the Mountain.
Hey, we're
That's
live.
it.
We're hot, man. We're starting already.
We're beginning. Yeah, it's
okay.
it's the Mike in the Mountain. I'm the Mike. I'm Brian Gary.
And I'm the Mountain, Scott Cisco. I noticed you weren't going to attempt it this morning.
No, Cisco is not here today.
He is
That's
not
it.
in the house.
I thought of it all week. No, I knew when this time came this week because I was 0 for 2 on the last 2 weeks. And I'm with you every day. Your name is on my cards. It's everywhere. And somehow
Me and
you're
Jackie were
Cisco.
just laughing about it last night watching some of the old podcasts.
When I got the name right or wrong?
Wrong.
Okay.
Wrong.
That's it.
Yeah, no, it's still funny to this day.
Yeah, well, good to have you with me. Your name is?
My name is Scott Cisco.
That's what I like to hear. He is the man. Welcome to the Mike of the Mountain, where we talk about, we have fun with, it's where music, it's where laughter and wildlife come to meet. I have a huge background in music. We both have backgrounds in laughter, and Scott, of course, the wildlife expert, although he doesn't like that term. He's a wildlife enthusiast who happens to have figured stuff out.
Dude, now that I like.
Yeah?
I like a wildlife enthusiast that happens to have figured stuff out.
That's it.
Maybe not anything to do with wildlife.
No, but can you get that on a business card, James? Is that too long for a title?
Oh, man, you can put anything on a business card, man.
Oh, no, don't say that, Scott. No, that's it.
Anything?
No, suddenly
Anything?
he's going to be some kind of healer.
All
right,
That's good. I never went to the healer part, but no, that's good side
That's
too.
another name for it. That would have been...
Let's talk about how words have different meanings.
Okay. What do you got?
Well, nothing. I just thought I'd throw that out there, see if it fit. I want to know if you had something. Maybe I don't know.
That's what you call fishing in a dry lake, man. You threw it out there,
man.
Okay. All right. If we want to just get right into it, I want to know. I want to know. This has bothered me, and I've talked about this on stage for years, but I haven't discussed it here. You're shaking your head like I'm about to get into that whiny man kind of thing.
No, I just wanted to let you know before you let me know I'm not very happy today.
Okay, why aren't you happy today? What's the matter, Scott? Are you playing me?
I just wanted to say it before you did. I wanted to get it. I wanted to get some of that before you did. I knew you were going to do it.
I'm confused about guys named Dick. All right, now just bear with me on this, okay? Do you have some friends named Dick? Do you have friends in your circle of friends whose name is Dick?
Dick.
See,
I got about 26 Daves.
No,
in
that
my
doesn't
phone.
work. No, that's just that. I don't know how you can even loosely coordinate that.
I don't think I have a
named
Dick.
Sherry.
I don't think I have a Dick.
You do not want in there? Well, let me tell you.
In my phone.
I've got a lot of friends who are named Dick, and I grew up with some friends who are named Dick. And I have some great friends named Dick, but I'll ask them to their face as well. When did you become a dick? Because nobody is born a dick. Nobody is born and there's a little baby, and what's your baby's name? Oh, it's Dick. And you go, oh, what a cute little Dick. You've never heard a family gather around their baby and say, I want you to meet our little Dick. It's just never has that happened. They start out as Richard. They start out as other names, and at some point in their life, they decide that Rich isn't going to work, Richie isn't work, Richard isn't going to work. No,
I see where you're going with
you're
this.
more of a dick. Who makes that decision? Do you make it, or do your friends make it and say, Richard, we've been thinking about it, and lately you've been more of a dick. So you are now that.
Characterized.
Exactly. So I'm just curious, at what age? It has to be a certain age where... Because again, you don't see little babies, you don't see little kids in elementary school. I'm going to can Dick come over to play? It's not a little kid's name. You don't meet a lot of little Norms either.
No, and it's got to be during. It's got to be during childhood. It's got to, because looking at our childhood, we probably that name would have transferred over really quick.
Well, that's it. Okay, just something. So you have no answer for me on that.
I don't.
Nothing. I'm throwing it out
I
there
don't
to
have
the
a
powers that
Dick
be. There's got to
friend in my phone.
There's got to be I'm guessing the age is like 16 and a half. All right, so if
16
anyone's
and a half.
got some math that they can figure out
But that's a great
the
question.
equation. I want
When
to see
did
some
you?
mathematician with a big chalkboard, and this is the theory of Dick. And he's got all of
Right.
this written out, and this is the way it comes out, and this is the age.
That's a great concept.
I'm
chew
thinking
on,
about. I'm
man.
getting ready to go back
You got
home.
me going there now.
Well, I'm going to be going back home to North Dakota for my mother's 80th birthday.
Right.
All right, we're gonna.
Is Richard gonna be there?
Well, and that's what I'm guessing. There's going to be a few dicks there. I'm just saying. And I'm going to bring this up. Okay, I'm just practicing.
You know what's funny is when you see it on the caller ID, Richard so and so, and you say, "Hi, Richard, this is Scott," and he's like, "No, it's Dick."
Yes.
Whoa, he's
Again,
already accepted. He's come to a real life conclusion that it's no longer Richard.
And my apologies to anyone named Dick that I may have offended. You're great people.
No,
Well, most of you,
listen.
except there's a couple of you. But for the most
That are real Richards.
Yeah, I didn't mean to throw a blanket over all of them. All right, so got that out of the way. That's been bugging me. Check that off my list.
Check that off the list, man.
All right, we need to point out the band T-shirt of the week.
Yes, we
So,
do.
I mean, I'll just get in front of the camera now. We are sporting the Midland
Yes.
T-shirt today.
Yes.
Midland, make a little.
Dude, what about their just stage presence, the way they dress? Dude, they're bringing back old school bling. They're legit, and they got the vocals to back it up, so you don't say it. You don't judge them. You don't judge them.
They are the real deal and the whole package.
They are
I
bad
mean,
to the
they
bone.
brought, to me, they rescued traditional country sound.
Oh, yeah.
And made it cool again.
Right,
Randy
right.
Travis made that cool in the 80s, you know, and now in the comeback swing of this, they are making it cool
Yes, they
again
are.
to be
Yes,
country.
they are.
Not just country, but hat wearing,
Yeah,
nudie
yeah.
suit wearing. You know, they dress like they came out of a time warp machine, man.
Man, and I got nothing but respect for them because they bring it.
Oh,
A lot of folks wear this stuff, and dude, it's yeah. But Midland, they bring it.
You know, one of their
bring it.
very first songs before they got a major recording contract was a song called Gator Boys. Which, as soon as I heard that, I was thinking back about it as I was riding in this morning. I was thinking about
Yeah,
Midland and just interactions that I've had with them and stories of Midland from the past because I've gotten to see the guys several times. But Gator Boys was one of the first ones that they
They're
had done.
kind of swampy, ain't they?
Well, they have
They're a
that. They
little
were
swampy.
put together. They were kind of put together, these three guys who created this sound that's just mind-blowing. Mark was a male model, the lead singer. Cam, another member of the band, used to direct videos for Bruno Mars.
No way.
So he had this background before jumping into the
Right.
band, all of this, and that's where I think you get a lot of the fashion and the vision and that whole visual spectacle of Midland has a lot to do with Cam's eye. I would guess. And then Jess, the other member, just a great guy, great player, great musician. And he actually supports Northern Colorado. He bought a hat at Greeley Hat Works,
Right.
which just about every artist who comes through here goes to Greeley Hat Works and gets a hat
Who
done.
doesn't want a hat from them, man?
Exactly, but Jess did that as well. But I remember having lunch with a record rep named Brooke, and we were sitting down. She said, "We got this new act that I think you might like."
Right.
And she said, "I want you to take this little 3-song sampler home with you and listen to it. This little, it's 3 songs on a CD." So we finished the lunch, and I put it in right away on my drive home. And a song came on called "Drinking Problem." All right. So I hear Drinking Problem, and it wasn't even over. And I'm on the phone dialing Brooke. And I said, "Oh my God, Keith Whitley is alive and just released a new single."
Right.
Because it took me back to the late 1980s
Oh,
of
yeah.
Keith Whitley, who was one of my musical heroes. He had this voice that was just incredible, and Midland had that sound. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a dream come true. And I didn't know if the rest of the country would get into it or not because it was so country.
Right. They
so
were
throwback
singing.
country. Yeah, they
They were
really
singing. Brian, do you see, because man, you've got a lifetime of music. Do you see things starting to come back?
Oh, it
Some of the
always
old
happens.
school.
It's so cyclical.
I mean, yeah, there you go. That's what I'm looking
It
for.
goes in cycles
Even
all
think
the
about
time.
Eric Church, man. That dude has got vocals.
Eric's the original.
Oh.
He would have hung around with Waylon and Willie and
Right,
the
right.
original Outlaws.
Oh,
I mean
absolutely.
that blood. He's the new outlaw,
Right.
You know, which I love that. And then it's in good shape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Country music's in good shape because there's so many different flavors to choose from, but it all comes from the same bowl.
Yes. Yes.
what I mean?
And it always
Even-
seems to go back, man.
Well,
I mean,
it does, but you know, people hear somebody like Dan and Shay, who are dear friends of mine, and I love them to death. But I know on the traditional end, though, people say, well, that's a little different country. That's not the traditional country I grew up with. Go to one of their shows and hear them do a medley of their influences, like Diamond Rio and Alabama and these guys. They do a little set where they play
all come
bits
from
of
the
meat in the
old
middle
school.
and all those. So, yeah, very, very cool. There's some great stuff, and Midland just encompasses that for me.
oh, absolutely. You got to give me input. I want to know what you think, man. Me and Jackie were watching some old school videos last night, and one of them was Some Beach by Blake Shelton.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, tell me you don't see William Michael Morgan. That young face, that vocal, that same thing Blake had. Tell me you don't see William, man. I mean,
It's
the cat has got... Dude, it's coming up for him.
No, it's the real
They're
stuff. And
coming back, man.
you had to bring up Blake Shelton and Some Beach because I've got it. It's one of my favorite Blake Shelton
Right,
stories.
right. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a couple.
All right.
I've gotten to spend a little time with him. It was more so early on in his career.
Right.
When his first song, Austin, hit #1, he was actually in my studio when he got word that it topped the charts.
Get out of here.
He was in my studio drinking out of our Elvis mug, drinking coffee. And I'll always remember getting to share that moment with him and the record person and him being in my studio when he found that out. But you brought up the song Some Beach. And in the song Some Beach, he says the words, I flipped him the bird,
Yeah.
and then he was
Yep.
gone.
Yep.
You know, while he's
Yeah.
talking about driving in traffic. Well, you know, when you go to the Greeley Stampede here in northern Colorado, when an artist performs, there are two gals who stand on the side of the stage and do sign language interpretation.
Yes.
So before the show is going on, Blake is back there and we're all visiting, and Blake goes to the sign language gals. He says, what do you do for the sign when I say flip him the bird and then he was gone? And she says, we have to flip off the crowd. He said, I can make you flip off this crowd. And then he just started laughing. So every time he got up there, he emphasized and probably threw the flip the bird in part over and over and pointed to the gals and then
sure
talked
he
about
did.
how he made him
I'm
do it.
sure he did,
But
man.
he's one of the truly good guys. He's got
And
such a
these
great
guys
sense
are
of humor.
so legit. When you get the opportunity, and I've only got it a few times, I mean, it's such a nano of what you have brought me into experience, meeting Midland, meeting Lauren Elena, William Michael Morgan. These folks are so down to earth and they live real lives just like you and me, man.
They do.
But they have got the gift to bring, with their vocals and songs, stories to America and the world that make a difference, man.
Oh,
we were talking about that. Like, what's your go-to song? What we were talking about that, and it really is in music, man.
Music can set the mood. It does everything for me. So
Right.
thank you, Midland, and thank
Yes.
you for playing my Habba Jiba show a few years ago. I had Delta Ray,
I was
Kanan
there, bro.
Smith,
That
and
was
Midland.
I was there, man.
It
Off
was
the hook.
It was fantastic, and they were so nice to still do the show. They had gotten word that they were nominated for Grammys and had to leave the next morning. In fact, that night
Yeah,
they
that's
had
right.
to take
Right
off
after
to
they got
go to
down on
LA to
stage.
be at the Grammy Awards. Yet they stayed and did our show. So
That's
yeah.
respect.
Great. So Midland, I'm supporting you boys today with the Midland shirt of the week. There we go.
Midland shirt of the week.
Yeah, it's
I
my
love
band
it.
shirt of the week.
I love it.
So do we move on now to the DAHMOTW?
Whatever
would
you
be
just
the-
said, let's go back to Some Beach.
No, that's the dumbass husband move of the week.
Okay,
All
do
right,
it again.
that is- yeah,
The DMHOW.
yes, the ASDAC
The,
or whatever. That's what,
Is that the S&P? Is it
well, the
related to the S&P?
DAHMOTW index was up again this weekend.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, ain't it for us all? Some of us more than others.
Can Can I say, too, it seems like I am the only, we're all three husbands here.
We are.
I am the only one who seems to be involved in the dumbass husband move of the week.
No, you know
Why
what?
is
And
this?
my hat's off to you, and that's a great question. But again, my wife is upstairs. Okay, listen. How can we go? How can I go there?
Okay, well, you went there with my wife last week.
That's because
I
your
get it-
wife isn't here.
She texted me to say, "Why is Scott scared of me?
See,
I've only
that
been around
scares
him
me that
twice."
she's huh?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the DMVHOL.
What was that?
The DMVHOL.
Okay, that's it.
Because I'm not high on love unless I'm on some beach somewhere.
You want me to do the sign
on, come
language
on, do it,
thing?
do
No,
it,
I'm
do
not
it,
going to
do
do it. I'm not going to do it. But I am going to get back to the dumbass husband move of the week.
Here we go.
All right. Over the weekend, my wife and I were alone. My daughter and my grandchildren had gone off on an excursion to Rapid City. So they were going on a nice little trip up there to see Mount Rushmore and all this kind of stuff. So Mom and I are left alone. And you know what any red-blooded American couple do when they finally got the house to themselves. We painted.
Yes,
that was
we
it.
did. Yeah. Time to catch up on the chores. The kids aren't in the way.
Yeah, that's it. So we're sitting around and I said, I ought to get that front door painted because we had painted the whole inside of the house. You remember I stepped in the paint tray and spilt it all over the kitchen.
You
Bad
did.
things.
You sure did.
Turned into the Blue Man Group.
Yes.
Well, the door still needed to be painted blue and I've been putting it off because it's been so dang hot. But finally that day, I said, I really like to accomplish something each day. I said I should get this door done. So I went down and I got all the taping done and so forth. And
Isn't that the worst part of it?
it was because I got done with the taping and went, this could probably wait until tomorrow. We
Right,
could just do the tape
They're
part
gone
today.
for the weekend.
Exactly. I said, let me run you to go and do your errands, and I'll come back and make a decision. So I run her out to go to the store and a couple things she needed to do. And we get back home, and we both made the decision, we got the house to ourselves. Let's just chill. Let's not worry about doing any of the painting, any of that. And I thought, well, all right. I slipped into my shorts.
Right.
I got all comfortable. I picked out a couple movies. And I'm like, this is what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to sit on the couch. My wife never does this with me. We're going to sit
no,
there.
Yeah, they like to stay busy.
Exactly.
And if they do, they play in bubbles while they're watching.
They're not watching the movie with me.
No.
Exactly. No. So I'm sitting there, and partway through, she says, well, looks like another one of those days where it's going to end, and we're going to say, wow, I wish we would have done that. I said, so I was wrong to assume you were telling the truth when you said we didn't need to do anything today. So do you want that front door painted? And she goes, no, you don't have to. No.
Wrong. Yeah, wrong.
Wrong.
No.
So
no, listen, that is an issue, man. That is...
What, trying to read what really should be?
Right, and what they say, because that ain't right either.
No, I need one of those,
You're a loser.
Okay, thank you.
If we didn't have each other, where would we be?
Nothing.
I mean, you're my hero. I'm your
Thank you
hero.
for bringing the truth. So
I love you, Jackie.
So I'm painting the door.
Yeah.
I'm painting the door, and my wife slides cardboard under the door, and I said, what the hell's that for? She goes, you're going to splatter. And I said, I'm not going to splatter.
You dummy.
It's a brush and a door.
Wow.
So I go to apply a brush full of paint onto the door.
And you splattered.
Were you there?
You did. Well, come on, man.
I see a paintball leave the brush, a big glob, like a big raindrop of paint.
In
and
slow
it's
motion, too.
Yes,
wasn't it?
in slow motion, leaving the brush,
No.
heading right now, sploosh right on my eyeball.
Right.
Right into my eyeball, right there. So I'm done.
Inside the eye.
Give me saline solution. I said, I need something to flush my eye.
Saline solution?
Because I was wearing.
Saline?
Yeah. So that.
I thought maybe you flipped on some Celine Dion.
No.
I thought you went music on that. Sorry.
Yes, my heart goes on. Always helps the pain in your eye.
Right.
So if you ever, just an emergency situation, a lot of people do not know.
Solution.
If you are at home doing home repair and you should get paint in your eye, immediately turn on Celine Dion. All right? It helps soothe it. If nothing else, it makes you cry that you're listening to Celine and it flushes your eye out.
There you go. Nailed it. We have an anecdote.
But I get paint in my eyeball, and thank goodness I was wearing a contact lens, because the lens kind of absorbed the paint.
Right.
So now I've got tinted lenses.
Yes, you do.
You know,
Yes, you do.
but
And
anyway.
thank you to the Celine Solution coming to stores near you.
That's-
If anything, a radio if you turn it on.
But the door is done. It looks beautiful, and I've got this beautiful blue door in my home now.
And a blue tint everywhere you go on
And
the left side.
doesn't my left eye look beautifully blue?
I was going to mention that earlier.
Got a
but-
new hint to it, doesn't
yes,
it?
it does.
So, also, last time we were together, you were emphasizing the importance of freshness.
Oh,
You were
are you fresh this morning?
No, I know you're amazed I'm bringing this up.
I am. I'm happy. Because I want to put out a shout to Johnson & Johnson.
I'd like to give out a shout to Gold Bond Powder,
Ooh.
helping older people stay unchafed.
Unchafed.
Yes. It's actually one of the requirements of our bathroom. Or if we're packing anywhere and going on a trip, did you bring the Gold Bond powder? That's it. But I want to bring up a condition. James
where
is
are you going
very
with this?
quiet back there today.
He's ready to hit the red switch.
What's
at any
going on
moment.
back there, James? You
No comments, man. I was just newlywed. I'm learning.
He's busy.
Smart.
He's writing
That's
down
smart.
notes. He's
Okay.
writing down notes.
Well, last time we were together, Scott was discussing the importance of freshness during these
Yes,
hot
I
temperatures
was.
and the importance of changing your toners and all these things. I wanted to bring up a term you may not be familiar with, but I bet you've experienced, and we all have, as temperatures have been staying in the 90s up to 100, and that is the condition known as ham shorts.
Huh?
Ham shorts. Have you...
Ham shorts, is that what goes on in summer when you drive by the park and them girls got them shorty shorts on too short and the ham's hanging out the shorts? Oh, where? What? No.
No!
Ham shorts.
No! No, but yours might be better.
Scott, I've known you for years, and you still amaze me to this day where your logic goes
Listen,
way out there.
That's a great point. I'm learning from y'all I'm a mountain man. I can't keep track of this terminology.
I don't understand your world.
I mean, I totally down with some ham shorts.
No, you're not.
They
Because I'm going
used to refer to
what
those
they
as
are.
Daisy Dukes.
No, that is not what ham shorts are.
Okay, well, give me your
Ham
version.
shorts are when it's like 95 degrees out and you're just sweating like a bear, and your shorts cling to your ass like the net on a ham. When you buy it in the store, you know you get a ham and it's got that net mesh all around it, and you got to cut it off.
We totally
before
mean
you
the
cook
same
it.
thing. You're just viewing it different. You're just viewing it different, okay? I happen to be okay with that. You got to be down with the ham shorts.
I'm talking about self-inflicted.
Me
Do you
too.
like them on you? You
Well,
want
no,
that
because I
ham
don't
net?
got the ham to show.
That's... Oh, you suffer from that condition
I'm
that I
hamless.
suffer from. It's called no acetol.
No acetol. No acetol. Listen, you're not going to shove no acetol in some ham shorts, okay?
I got you.
You got me
No,
thinking
let me
on
just
a whole
scratch
new level.
that off
No, we
quickly.
need to
That's a ham
recap.
shorts
And,
gone.
No
Done.
acetol in ham shorts is a bad. You know, I've seen some of those at the park too.
That's
Some no acetol in ham shorts, and they don't realize that you shouldn't have ham shorts on at the park if you got no acetol.
James. What was I thinking?
Dude, I lost track of myself, man. I'm
liking the recaps.
To go way out here.
I want to get into some wildlife because that's what we do here is music, laughter, and wildlife. And I'm hoping one of the three each week saves our butt. That's what I can hope that one of them.
Dude.
But let's get to wildlife. I thought of something when we were out on a couple of jobs this week. Once again, you rescued a snake. You got a snake out of a situation that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
We had gone out. We'd done a couple of bat jobs. We were checking out some bat situations, which again still are very, very prevalent around. I know here in Colorado, and I'm sure nationwide, there is a surge in these right now. But I've never experienced something, not that I've been doing this for a long, long time, but I've never experienced so many calls where I will guarantee you 1 out of every 3 calls is about a bat situation.
Yes, it is.
And they're still
Yes, it
everywhere,
is.
and there's so much to learn. I learn so much every time I go out there with you about loafing bats, about the different, the maternal colony or the bachelor colony or
Right,
one.
right.
But people need to watch this all the time. I was watching America's Funniest Home Videos last night.
Okay.
And one of the videos, they're screaming, everyone's screaming in the house, and I'm going, oh, there's a bat in the house. And then sure as heck, there's a bat in the house.
No way.
And the guy gets a laundry basket,
Okay.
and puts it over the bat, and they go,
Right.
oh, good. And I'm looking, I go, do you see the size of the openings on the side of the laundry basket? And they're shocked when he climbs out.
Right.
The thing the size of a banana, he's able to get through,
Yeah.
and they're just, oh, he's back out. Which,
That's just good party favors right there.
it is. But I know we've talked about it before, and now as the wildlife tech in me comes out, I'm watching and I'm thinking, hang on to that bat.
Right.
You want to hang on to that bat to have that tested.
Right,
Now, have we
right.
talked about this before? The importance of, if there is a bat in your home, because we were just, God bless them, we were visiting with a couple of folks who had had a bat situation, and the gal had mentioned that, well, he had landed on my husband's arm and then flew off, and they both just brushed it off like nothing, but that is a situation where if one has been flying around, you really would like to keep that bat so it can be tested, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And in those situations, I wonder if the no-brainatol
Yes.
is engaged. But again, that's just it because it's common sense to me and us. It's not out there. And me and James was going over some stuff this weekend, and we can touch minimally on this. But again, CiscoMWE.com, Modern Wildlife Education. We went through quite a bit of stuff this weekend that we're going to get out because we can't, like you said, man, 1 in every 3 calls is a bad call.
Yeah.
I can't keep up. I cannot make all these calls. And for those folks that may be listening and have called in or emailed in, I'm trying. I am trying. There are a lot. We are becoming the Batman, if you will.
No, it's very true.
And we're trying, but it is really becoming more apparent to me that we got to hit them on a broad spectrum. I love interacting with folks. The snake job. What a perfect opportunity, man, to have a crowd, if you will, a husband, a wife, and their daughter sitting there watching every detail of what I'm doing. I mean, they were in it, bro. They were filming it. The lady put it on her Facebook.
Yeah,
it was such
snipping
a
the snake out of a mesh net.
out
that
of
it got
mesh
stuck
net
in.
that they use for keeping birds and stuff out of your fruit trees, stuff
Right.
like that. But no, the bats. There is a lot of details. I mean, just a few highlights. If there's a bat in your house, don't let it go. Don't attempt to catch it. Contact your local authorities, the health department, wildlife control, any kind of wildlife control, animal control, critter getter. I'm not even necessarily pushing them toward our other
Right.
business as much as I am now safety. Yeah, I'd like to help and we'd like the revenue but it's beyond that now. It's wildlife conservation and human health and public safety. If you have a bat in your house, don't let it go. Don't attempt to touch it. Don't play with it. Don't cuddle it. Don't, man. Just don't.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this too, because I don't want to give out misinformation in any way. But
Nor do I.
as all the times that I've sat and I've listened to you, and we've been on these client calls about bats, it seems to me like the general outcome and the solution is we need to let these naturally migrate out. Is that
A lot of folks don't even know they migrate.
Right, but
Right.
am I accurate in saying that is generally one of, if not the best solution?
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, when we get the calls, there's typically a colony, either a bachelor or nursery colony. We do get the calls. There's a loafing bat. There's one just hanging out by your door on your patio or up underneath an eave, or just leave them alone. Stay clear. They are as scared of you as you are of it. They don't want anything to do with you, atypically. If there's a bat on the ground or out in the middle of the sun, huge red flags. They're nocturnal animals. But yeah, mostly, man, these are colony bats that we're getting calls on. If it's not a human health and public safety issue, educate, understand, and respect the animal. Go to Cisco MWE. Learn what you can from what we have to tell you about what's going on the Front Range. And then if you can just let them be and stay clear, they will migrate out. And then address that entry point come fall. But again, before you address the entry point, make sure they're gone. You don't want to seal them in. You don't want to seal them in. You don't want to seal them in.
No, I get off on this, so to speak, because it's so fascinating to me. And I learned so much because every single one is different.
Right.
Where they're positioned, how they got there, everything is different.
They are. And before we had the greatest job of all times for you to experience, in my opinion, the colony of little brown bats, Myotis lucifugus, behind a shutter.
Yes.
That you were able to climb up the ladder, open it up, and look. I mean, dude, how many people get that opportunity?
Oh, not seriously.
And then the education behind it to understand what's going on. And then also to look at how humans are grasping at any given thing out there, such as the sonic scaraways or mothballs and hats off to people trying. I get that. But if you educate, understand, and respect, and look us up on Cisco's MWE, and dude, YouTube and the internet. James, a perfect example, man. James is like, why would I go to college to get a degree when there's YouTube? What a great point, man.
It's a strong point. It
and
is.
What a great point. If you want to chase your understanding of anything, it's online. It's a push of a button, man.
Which is where you'll find us as well, and that's what we're going to be. We're going to be populating that all over and getting this information out there. And what I love that you did too, you mentioned that they had put a Facebook post up because you took the time to educate them about the snake.
Oh, and they were in it.
Oh, they were totally into it because she had seen so many. We were blessed to have gotten to a home where she was from Australia or somewhere. Yeah, she had known completely different species of snakes.
Yes.
So this was new to her to see this.
We could feed off each other, bounce stuff, right up until she showed you and I the picture of her dad trying to catch a spider that I'm...
Bigger than your boot. Bigger than your boot. No. Just no. No. No, absolutely not. Yeah, exactly. That was the response. But I wanted to.
As the geese kinkles start coming up on my arms, and I started feeling flush. I thought I was going to pass out. I just sat in the truck. And she kept following me with this picture, this video.
As you're untwining a snake from a net, she's showing you pictures of a spider, and you're just I'm feeling on the phone
queasy.
Part while you're doing.
I nearly cut the snake's head off, man. I'm feeling queasy. I'm flooded with emotions. I want my mom.
Again, if you have bugs, don't call us. Don't do it.
I can't help you.
Absolutely not.
I can't. We can help you decipher. A lot of folks think they got bed bugs or ticks. We can help you decipher maybe whether it's a bed bug or a bat bug. There is such a thing, man. Folks think you're making that up. They hear it bat bug.
They think bed bugs.
Yeah, well, it's not a bat, but no, it is a bat bug. Look it up. These things are fascinating, but they're not. I don't like them. I can't help you, but I can tell you about them. They are a bug that looks almost identical to a bed bug, and the only way to tell the difference is under a microscope. You're going to find them near windowsills. Areas where the bats are coming in from the outside. They feed off of blood. They're always looking for a blood host. If they fall off and they're alive in the window well, guess what? You're a blood host. And if they can get to you, they need to feed. And the really horrible, bad, sick, wrong, evil, twisted, demented thing about these bugs,
yes,
and all bugs, is they can live up to a year before attaching to another food source. So, yeah, man, it ain't right. It's work of the devil. I don't know if you believe in the devil, but the devil is real and in bad bugs.
That's okay.
Okay?
If you've been searching for him, that's where it is.
It's right before your feet. And could be in your hair.
Now, as I'm sitting at home over the weekend doing my dumbass husband move and all the other things I did, I obviously got some time in to watch some wildlife shows too.
Oh, what'd you watch?
I always watch that Texas
Law.
Northwoods Law.
Northwoods Law and
whatever.
Texas. What's the other one? I was just watching that last night.
Yeah, well, I'm watching the Northwoods Law or whatever it is.
In Maine?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so they're going through and so many of the things that they encounter, it's like, oh, wow, I actually have experience in this now.
Right.
But what always gets me in these wildlife shows, like they'll catch a fish, they'll bring it in, okay, we want to track its breeding and find everything, so we're going to tag it.
Right.
So they put these tags on, and they say, oh, it's, they never noticed, the deer never noticed, the whatever noticed. I cry bullcrap. There is no way.
There's not natural about anything man attaches to an animal that's.
It knows that it's got an earring. It knows that it's got a tag. The other animals are making fun of it, staying away from. Oh, Steve's a narc. He got pulled in.
Well, it's got an earring. What's up with that dude?
There's all sorts of questions. But I've always wondered that. There's no way that the other animals don't notice that dude is wearing an orange cone.
No, you're right. But we do got to do this from time to time to understand and educate.
Oh, I get it.
We truly do. I mean, Jacques Cousteau, he didn't tag nothing that I knew of. Man, that cat was just underwater all the time.
I believe he just swam around and touched it and said, "Tag, you're it."
That
was his
sound more
kind
like
of
some
tagging.
Count Dracula, but I like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I was trying to be
Jacques,
French. It turned into
I haven't
Romanian.
seen
I'm
him
not
in
a
a
good
while.
accent guy.
Yeah, I don't know why. Dude, let's talk about an accent. How about that gal? I love Australian accents. Dude, and them clients we had, what awesome people
They were.
to share their lives and their experiences of over there in Australia, which if you got even a snake problem or something in Australia, don't call us either, because I'm not going over there and dabbling with those snakes because I don't know nothing about them. I haven't educated, understand, and respect those. These we know, we understand, but we can't help you over there. But I love me some accents, man. I could have listened to her all day tell stories with that accent. It took you to Australia.
Didn't I
there.
just take you somewhere with my accent?
That was before the show went on, and that was different. And we
Okay, all right,
we're gonna
never
save
mind.
that for a
All
different
right.
version.
Hey,
I like ham shorts, though,
I
dude.
don't know,
That
ham
is my
shorts were
new
good.
thought of the week.
I want to wish a belated 30th birthday. It was my daughter's birthday over the weekend.
Yeah.
My little baby girl turned 30 years old.
Baby girl.
I know I'm feeling a little bit old, but yeah, my baby is 30. But happy birthday, Vanessa! She has been my partner in crime. She's one who, whenever I say something like, Vanessa, I need you to film me doing something, and she says, is this one of these things we don't tell mom about? And I say, yeah. She goes, okay. That's a daughter.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
What?
It's usually something like me cleaning the ceiling with a leaf blower. Or, those are the
I'm going to try that, too.
Oh, there is no better way, especially if you got them popcorn
dust with a
ceilings.
little...
If you got them old-fashioned popcorn ceilings and all them webs attract up there,
Shut
break
the back
out
door,
your
man.
leaf blower, aim it high to the ceiling.
Tip
and
of the week.
You can see it just go like a wave of webs and dirt across the roof.
Dude, when she
is
got
so
home, was she
cool.
like all about you? Like, honey, I cannot believe you did this. Thank you so much for dusting the house as you're sitting back on.
No, because I blew the heck out of that loose popcorn stuff that flew
popcorn
everywhere too. Yeah,
Popcorn ceilings, man.
started with the best of intentions, but it didn't end that way.
I do that in the shop a lot of times with the blower, but I never thought about doing it in the house.
Oh, bring it! Yeah, leaf blowers are not just for outdoors. Bring them inside. You can
Jackie, I
put-
wouldn't do that though.
Yeah.
Not in our house.
You
I
should.
just want to clarify that. I don't know if this is a safe zone for me for some of these conversations that we're having with the DMVHOL.
I do things to try to help other men from doing the same stupid things.
You do, but you putting me on enemy lines here. You putting me on the front line with some of this.
I'm just trying to give you ways to cope, brother. That's all I'm
Cope,
doing.
you trying
Yeah.
to kill me. This is a suicide solution.
I am. I admit it. But you mentioned it just a minute ago, the educate, understand, and respect, which goes to wildlife. I want to get real serious for a minute because this goes to humans too.
Oh,
and
buddy.
I
Come on.
over this last weekend, right here in our neck of the woods, there were some examples of people who have just completely lost it. All right? No. We're all in a protest society. We're in, and we try to stay away from these topics because we know you get enough of it on the news,
Right.
and we're not going to try to sway you one way or the other. We are who we are. We believe what we believe, and I'm not going to wear it on my truck. I'm not going to put it anywhere. You ask me my feelings personally, one-on-one, I'll let you know.
Right.
All right, but this is not what this format is for. But there's sometimes I just can't keep quiet, and this is one of those times.
Lay it on the line.
All right. I understand protests.
Right.
I understand trying to get your point across.
Right.
I don't understand completely losing your mind and doing things like happened this weekend in Aurora. There was a rally and a vehicle drove right through the crowd.
Off the road.
It was on the road where they were gathering.
On the road?
It was on the road, but he was driving right through the protest. And I, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that was a BLM protest that was going on at that time. And this person took it upon themselves to drive through. Obviously not agreeing with the protesters, so was going to drive through.
Right.
Absolutely ridiculous. The other end of that spectrum happened right up here in northern Colorado in Eaton, where there was
Eaton, of all places,
a pro-police rally where it was pro-law enforcement, and same situation, somebody who opposes that idea drove their vehicle right into the crowd in Eaton as well. This has gotten completely out of hand. There are ways for you to get your voice heard, and I feel that things had happened that opened people's ears and opened a dialogue. And people were willing to listen and were starting to listen. But then everyone started shouting and got really polluted in their visions.
Right.
And what got people's attention went way too far to one side, and then the other side has gotten way too far to the other, to where you can't even talk about it or have a dialogue or have a peaceful assembly where you're supporting law enforcement or you're supporting your cause, that you're trying to get a point without somebody driving into it with a vehicle. We've lost our minds. We have. And this kind of stuff, I will stand up for the red, white, and blue, for the flag, for those who have defended it, because that still, America is my country. This is the United States of America, is where I was born, it's where I live, it's where my pride is, and it will always be there. Do I always agree with everything that goes on? Oh, hell no.
Right.
But I'm proud to live in a place where I can feel that way. But when you go to where you put people's lives in danger to try to get your point across, you've gone way too far. So I just encourage everyone to breathe a little bit. Let's just breathe and take this in and just think a little bit. That just went too far, and I just had to address it because I have a lot of friends in law enforcement who I love dearly and are great cops. They're great people. And I have a lot of people who have been affected on the other end of the spectrum as well, who are crying out for justice and are crying out to be heard and crying out for change. And they have a very valid point as well. So it's somewhere in the middle where if we can educate, understand, and respect that we as people come together. So I didn't mean to get real heavy there at the end, but this was in our community, and it bothered the hell out of me over the weekend.
I agree with you, and I got to tell you, man, being off the mountain for most of my life, well, starting in the swamps and then moving to the mountain, it is becoming more and more evident why we call it human nature. We are a part of nature.
Yeah.
And I tell you, man, I have worked with many a critters. I have seen many of things. I have studied many of things. I have watched many things. And brother, I am seeing the herd go ape.
Yeah.
The herd is, there's segregation, there's misunderstanding, there's frustration, there's all the things that tie in with this. And I get it, man. And I agree with you. Man, stop for a minute. Take a breath. Take a breath. Understand. Don't take what you see on TV for gospel, but educate, understand, respect. Research it. Evaluate it. Understand it, man. I don't know. I see. I get caught up in the same thing you're talking about. It's frustrating. It's disheartening. But it's nature.
No, it is, but it seems like there's a lot of people right now building walls where we should be trying to tear down them and bridge together.
Agreed.
Where a lot of things where we're trying to do things to bring us together, we're actually putting up dividers in between us more than ever. So
Right.
let's just, again, everyone, do what Willie would do. Take a deep breath, hold it in, let it out, take in another deep breath. Hold it in. That's what would
Right.
Willie do?
Willie
That's
would
all
do.
I'm saying.
Willie would do.
Everyone just chill a little
Or
bit.
slip
That's
into
it.
Margaritaville.
But hey, thanks for tuning into the Mike and the Mountain. I know we'll go all over the place with these things, but that's what we do with music, laughter, and wildlife, trying to bring it all together. And what it comes down to, we are stewards of this land, and we are proud members of the United States of America.
That's right.
So we need to do everything we can to bring some peace into the world, and that's what we're going to try to do, bridging nature. And if you need to find peace, get your ass outside.
That's right.
Because that's where there's no...
Man, there are ham shorts all over the park this time of year. And the time for observation, education, understanding, respect is now.
Observe. That's it.
That's right.
That's it.
Study.
Hey, until next time, it's the
too
Mike
much.
and the Mountain. I'm Brian Gary with Cisco. And
Cisco coming to you.
we'll try this again next week. Peace.
Dude, I'm loving ham shorts, man. I never put that together.
I have never been able to eat a ham again since I did
Well,
that.
see, but you're looking at it from your perspective.
I'm looking
You're
at it from
looking
my
at
ham.
mine. Yeah, don't look at your own ham. I can't even look at my ham. I don't got some. Ain't got one. AGO.